You know what we should watch is a Dar, man. It's actually not a bad idea. Or, actually, you guys want to watch a this is going to make me mad. I shouldn't go from Lady Butterfly into this, but you guys want to watch a game theory? What is a good game theory to watch? Toad's Deadly Secret. Okay. What's Toad's Deadly Secret? Because I don't... This is already stupid. No, there's no deadly secret.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, where we do theories on all kinds of games, but the ones on Nintendo get you guys the most excited, which is why there's so many of them. Supply and demand, my friends. You demand it, and I supply it.
Right, so it's not based on if there's a theory there. It's based on the fact that the title of the game, being Nintendo, gets clicks, so you'll make as many as you possibly can.
What's the deal with the Mushroom Kingdom? I get that Princess Peach rules over it, but seriously, where are all the other human beings?
Okay.
And for that matter, why does the Mushroom Kingdom have a human ruler? And then what about royal succession? Princess Peach still isn't a queen.
This is actually super fair. Well, this is actually fair so far. It is weird. It is weird that all the citizens are toadstools and the one human rules over them. And it also feels a little bit, you know, like I feel like the toads should revolt.
And for that matter, what's Bowser's deal? Why is he, demonic lord of the Koopas, so intent on kidnapping this lousy princess instead of getting it together and
Well, doesn't he want to? He wants a mom.
Military?
He wants a mom for baby Bowser.
Something awful fishy is definitely going on here. This time, our person of interest is someone secretly nefarious. Someone coasting along while the heavies take all our attention. Slide on those vests and pull up your diapers, because I'm talking about Toad.
Right.
What is Toad? Or more accurately,
I just want to know, we are 2 minutes, 12 seconds in before we even got to the subject. I do love that. I love that when I click on a video about Toad, it takes 2 minutes of fucking build up. Thank you. Okay, let's go. All right, here we go.
Well, would you believe me if I said that they're a parasitic life form that took over the bodies of the Mushroom Kingdom's original citizens? No, I don't blame you.
No, MatPat. I don't believe that. And I'm glad you don't blame me. Because if you blame me, that would be more extreme. No, I don't believe. No, he's not onto something, chat, but let's find out.
Those gravelly-voiced bubbleheads don't look too threatening, after all. That attitude. Let's
Oh,
look at the
no!
facts. Mushrooms play a very prominent role in the Mario franchise, and Toad's design is just another reflection of that. I mean, seriously, he has a mushroom growing out of his head. And before you call me out on it just being a hat, yes, he removed it in the TV series, but that's a non-canon source. In the games, it has always been firmly planted on his head, no matter how fast he's running, being shot out of a pipe, or whatever. Why is that important? Well, there's a real-world fungus that grows out of your head and can control your mind and body. Well,
Yeah.
I believe that whatever the fungi known as Toad actually is, it behaves a heck of a lot like a mutated strain from the genus Cordyceps. Cordyceps in nature is famous for infecting things like ants. The fungus exerts control over the mind of the host, forcing it to an environment with the proper temperature and
Why? Then in every other Mario game, are Toads talking and going to school and making jokes and cooking things and having cute little names if they are literally fucking biologically controlled fucking ants?
For ants, this often means climbing up and attaching themselves to the side of a plant. But for the toads, this would mean any number of dark, moist, out-of-the-way places, which, surprise, is very often exactly where you find them, huddled together in groups, or all by themselves, just...
Right off the bat, you said dark, moist, out-of-the-way places. This is a well-lit, hot castle area. This is the second example you showed. Then you said... alone or in groups, so anything. So no matter what, it fits your theory. Whether it's at night or during the day. Okay, so anytime.
So how do you like them apples? I mean, them fungi. So I know what you're thinking. Man, nature is scary.
No.
And yes it is. It's like a Fox show from the early 90s, when fungi attack.
Damn, you actually don't miss, though. I'm sorry, I take it back. I'm wrong. You don't miss.
The manual introduced the Goombas, or should I say the little Goombas, as mushrooms who betrayed the Mushroom Kingdom, implying that the Mushroom Kingdom is actually their homeland, and that it's the Goombas who were the land's namesake in the first place. And before
No, that's not what it means at all. They could have been allies of the Mushroom Kingdom, and then they attacked it. They betrayed it. That's it. If you say, France betrayed America, that doesn't mean that America is France. It's stupid. That's not how the fucking sentence works.
So if this is their kingdom and they're getting displaced from it, it would be natural they would want to defect to Bowser if it meant getting their homeland back. It might also explain why one of Bowser's core troops are so weak. They're not really fighters at all. They're just refugees of war, victimized by the Toads. Get
what is
home.
This art?
Skeptical? Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean,
Dude, I want to make a video like this. You could say literally anything and then go skeptical. I don't blame you.
Remember that mycelium I mentioned earlier? Those thin fungal threads that slowly replace the host's flesh? Well,
you said it 30 seconds ago!
Purpose in real life too.
I remember it!
Crossing through the soil, connecting plants and fungus to a vast natural underground fungal internet.
Did you know trees have like crazy tentacles that go into the ground called roots? Nature's fucking metal, huh? Huh, theorists?
So it's no stretch to imagine that in the Mushroom Kingdom, where the fungi have achieved sentience, that the natural internet would do much more, making the landscape seem almost alive. Which sounds totally crazy at first, until you realize that all those weirdly shaped Mushroom Kingdom hills really do have eyes. And if you're thinking I'm going to be relying on a retro game and an old poorly translated manual for all my evidence here, think again. We recently had a game focused entirely on Toad, and it revealed a lot. In a recent GameSpot interview with producer of Captain Toad Koichi Hayashida, he explained that Toads don't have genders in the way that we think of them. He also went out of his way to confirm that Captain Toad and Toadette aren't romantically involved in any...
I'm sorry. Sidebar. Why? Who asked? I think they just asked him when the game's coming out, and he's like, let me tell you about the Toad's genders. Let me tell you which Toad's fucking which other Toad.
Why are we celebrating two video game characters not getting it on? Well, glad I asked. Most fungi reproduce using spores in an extremely non-sexual process that involves around 36,000 different genders. Facts that directly parallel how Hayashida described the Toad's behavior.
That's a stretch, right? He just said they're not getting it on. And then now you're saying they have 36,000 genders and that's how they're reproducing. That's not exactly what they fucking said.
And if that's not enough, in the same interview, Hayashida confirmed that toads aren't mushrooms at all, stating, quote, "This particular riddle might stay unsolved. That's one of the great mysteries of the Mario universe," end quote. Oh yeah? Never...
Didn't you say they are mushrooms? Isn't your whole theory that you said they are mushrooms?
Thought anyone would put together that toads were brainwashed husks, controlled by mushrooms operating a vast fungi intelligence network? Huh, well, think again. Need more proof? Remember those mycelium we've talked about twice now? The fungus internet?
Yes! I remember! We're in the same video! It's only been fucking 6 minutes and there was 2 minutes of intro. Have a little faith in me.
Well, recently, mycologists, that's fancy talk for mushroom professors, have discovered a method for drying out mycelia and...
Wait, what are we talking about again? What is this? If only someone had reminded me. What? I'm completely lost. I've completely lost the fucking plot of this. I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Mixing it with other natural compounds to create a self-growing building material that's stronger than concrete. In fact, in 2014 at the Museum of Modern Art in New York, they erected a tower made of these exact blocks. It's awesome, and it looks really neat, but turning mushrooms into bricks. Where have we heard that one before? Oh yeah, that's exactly what Bowser did to the people of the Mushroom Kingdom way back in Super Mario Bros. For the NES. Now if we crack open the old manual again, we can see that yes, it explains Bowser's first plan was to, quote, transform all the mushroom people into things like rocks, bricks, and horsetail plants. The rocks and bricks make pretty good sense right away. We already know what the deal is there. But what about this weird horsetail plant thing?
Yeah, all right, tell me about this.
Then you start doing research, and you begin realizing that horsetail plants are a real thing. In fact, horsetail plants are often used in farming precisely because the plant's high high silica content effectively stops fungal growth, a plant that stops mushrooms from growing. Imagine you're Bowser. You rule your own kingdom. You are King Koopa. Everyone living beneath you is pretty happy doing whatever they're doing, when all of a sudden there's a tiny little knock on your castle door. Help, help! The thousands of tiny little Goombas say,
wait, so now
our
Bowser's
kingdom is being overrun by a parasitic fungus. Now, normally you wouldn't carry out an act of war against a neighboring kingdom, but partly because you don't want it spreading to your own kingdom, and partly because you don't want to deal with thousands of
So now Bowser's the good guy? Bowser is the good guy? The Goombas are good? The Toads are evil parasitic funguses?
Then greedy old Mario shows up, hungry for his cake, or his kiss, or whatever. He touches your axe that makes the bridge fall. Why do you keep that thing around, Bowser?
That is a
and
foolish
boom,
move.
You fall into the lava, and suddenly you're the bad guy for all times. Mario, the guy who in the manual is described as, quote, the hero of the story.
Okay, so
maybe.
Okay, I do think it's weird they put maybe in there. Hey, MatPat, that's a good find.
Sure, we may make a big deal about Bowser being a bad dude and everything, but history is written by the winners, Internet. And if you're a good player, that winner is you. Which brings up one last question. Where does Peach fit into all this? Why?
So why would Peach never get infected then? Because Mario always wins, and then Princess Peach hangs out with the Toads.
Isn't she infected?
Oh.
You already know the answer. I showed it to you a few minutes
I actually just asked the right question. Okay. All right, MatPat, I want to hear this. This is an important question.
ago. Toad, the mushrooms serve the princess. The American manual changes it to say, quote, serves in the court of the princess, end quote, but a direct translation of the Japanese just says that the toads serve her. And we see in Smash Brothers that she's very adept at using toads to get what she wants. Peach is the one who brought the toads to the Mushroom Kingdom in the first place. That's why they all worship her, and that's why in the US for 8 years, she went by another name, one that tipped us all off to her grand scheme from the very beginning. Peach's other name, Princess Toadstool. So, like I said at the beginning of the episode, something is certainly rotten in the state of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Holy
But
shit.
hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, this episode was made.
That's no theory. That's a stone cold fact. The most concrete piece of evidence is the line that says, Mario, the hero of the story, maybe. This is the only thing of everything you've shown that has any fucking bearing. Can't we just prove this like right away? Can't we just find like Bowser being evil? While Bowser is a rather complex character, I believe it's safe to say that he is truly evil. Sorry, Bowser, but it's the truth. Hear this. I will kidnap, he says kidnap, Peach over and over until I pull it off. And no one can stop me. Losing is not an option and neither is giving up. No, I admire his grustle. Blah ha ha ha. I am just so dang evil. I hope they felt honored to be shot down by me. That's a... That is a pretty damning quote. If you're in court arguing that you're not evil and they have you on tape saying, blah, ha, 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 I am just so dang evil, I gotta feel like that's tough.